Assalamu alaikum students. Chapter number 3, General. The word general is derived from the French word jour, which means a day. Therefore, general means a daily record. A journal contains a daily records of business transaction and hence it has been named so. As soon as a transaction take place, its debit and credit aspects are analyzed and first of all recorded chronologically, that is, in the order of their occurrence. Journal is a book of original entry or a primary entry. Listen students, first of all, journal, this word is derived from the French word jour, which means a day. Therefore journal means a day to day or a daily recording transaction book. क्लियर है? जर्नल का मतलब क्या होता है? ऐसी बुक जिसमें हम डेली डे टू डे ट्रांजेक्शन रिकॉर्ड करते हैं अनलेस एंड अल्टिल द ट्रांजेक्शन टेक प्लेस, जब तक वो ट्रांजेक्शन रियल में होते हैं. राइट? फॉर एग्जाम्पल, आई एम गोइंग टू पे द सैलरी. मैं सैलरी दूंगा, अभी तक के मैंने सैलरी दिया हूँ नहीं दिया हूँ, तो ट्रांजेक्शन नहीं हुआ. बट वंस आई पे द सैलरी, राइट, तो ये ट्रांजेक्शन हुआ, सैलरी अकाउंट डेबिट टू कैश अकाउंट, देन ओनली द ट्रांजेक्शन हैव बीन रिकॉर्डेड इन द जनरल बुक. क्लियर है? जब भी ट्रांजेक्शन रियल में टेक प्लेस होगा, मतलब एक्चुअल में ट्रांजेक्शन होगा, तभी ट्रांजेक्शन जनरल में रिकॉर्ड होगा. राइट? दैट्स व्हाई इट्स कॉल्ड अ primary book or a original entry book. As per the L.C. Cooper, a journal is a book employed to classify or sort out transactions in a form convenient for the subsequent entry in the ledger. As per L.C. Cooper, journal is a book employed or classified the transaction or to sort out the transaction in a convenient form. Why? Because further we are pass a subsequent entry in a ledger book. Right? Means हर एक transactions को sort out करना as per their accounts, either it's belong to a real account, either it's belong to a personal account, or either it's belong to a nominal account. Now as per the Eric Kohler, a journal is the book of original entry are recorded transactions not provided for in specialized journal. Listen students, listen again. A journal is the book of original entry are recorded transactions not provided for in specialized journal. ये क्या होती है? एक बुक होती है जिसके अंदर हम क्या करते हैं, सारे के सारे ट्रांजेक्शन्स जो होते हैं उसका हम रिकॉर्ड करते हैं. राइट? Next, what is the importance and utility of the journal? Journal is an important book in bookkeeping. All business organizations keep the journal. The importance and utility is as follow. Number 1, this is the principal book of account. It includes all types of accounts of business. Right? It's a principal book of account, means it's a basic book of accounts जिसके अंदर हम सारे अकाउंट्स के ट्रांजेक्शन रिकॉर्ड करते हैं. राइट? रिकॉर्डिंग ऑफ ऑल अकाउंट ट्रांजेक्शन. ऑल अकाउंट इंक्लूड्स पर्सनल अकाउंट, रियल अकाउंट एज वेल एज नॉमिनल अकाउंट. क्लियर? सेकेंड, it shows all necessary information regarding transactions. Means what? जो भी information, for example purchase of machine, so machinery account debit to cash account, machine comes in, cash goes out. These types of all information is necessary for recording transaction in the journal. Third, the journal has date wise record of all the transactions with detail about account. It helps to understand the event when it took place. Clear? First of all, it record all the transaction as per their date, or we can say recording date wise transaction. Why? Because it's easy to select the particular transaction, or it's easy to look the transaction when it took place. Clear? कौन सा ट्रांजेक्शन कब हुआ है, कौन से डेट को हुआ है, वो हमें देखने के लिए बहुत ही ईजी होता है। नेक्स्ट, द जर्नल इज सब्सिडियरी बुक in which all the day-to-day transactions are recorded, first in chronological order, in debit and credit form and with the amount of each transaction. Means what? Journal is also considered as a subsidiary book. Subsidiary book means recording of all the small transactions, or we can say recording of all the cash transactions, right? In a chronological way, means first record on a debit side, second record on credit side. Means first we record what is comes in and second we record what is goes out. Next, accounting procedures is followed on the basis of account documents. The narration provide a brief explanation about the transactions. It helps to increase the clarity of every transactions. Narration means what? A brief explanation about the transaction. Now I show you the example. For example, I am going to pay the salary to my staff, right? So salary is an expenses. So what is the actual transaction? Salary account debit to cash account. Why? Salary is an expenses as per nominal account, debit all expenses and losses. Cash is assets, so as per real account, credit what goes out. So salary account debit to cash account. Now what is the transaction? Being salary paid to staff. Clear students? Means what? Transactions में हम क्या कर रहे हैं, जो भी हमने ट्रांजेक्शन किए हैं उसका हम एक्सप्लेनेशन कर रहे हैं, और एंड ट्रांजेक्शन इज ऑलवेज स्टार्ट फ्रॉम द वर्ड बीइंग, राइट? बीइंग salary pay to staff, it's called a transactions. Okay, it's called a narration. Clear? Next, it help to find out the prevent errors. It help to check arithmetical accuracy of the transactions, and it helps in preparation of final account. Okay, through this the journal entry will help in preparation of final account. How? After preparation of journal entries, we posted the entries amount into the ledger. After completion of ledger, we posted the ledger amount into trial balance, and after completion of trial balance, we posted the amount into the final account. Clear? Now see the specimen of journal. Journal किस तरह से बनता है? Number 1, date. Under the date column, year, month and date. Second column is particulars. Particulars, under the particulars column, name of the account debited and name of the account credited. Next, LF. LF called for ledger value, ledger folio. Folio means page, ledger का page number. Okay, so LF column considered as a ledger folio column. Next column debit amount, and next one is credit amount. Now first we see the explanation of the columns. Date. In this column of general records of the year, month and date of every transaction is written. The year should be written on the top, and below that the month and date should be written. Clear है? Date column में क्या आता है? Year, month and डेट. और इसका एक्चुअल फॉर्मेट कैसा है? फर्स्ट वी राइट एन ईयर, देन वी राइट अ मंथ एंड देन वी राइट अ डेट. नेक्स्ट वी सी द पर्टिकुलर कॉलम्स. इन पर्टिकुलर कॉलम्स देर आर 3 पार्ट. नंबर 1, डेबिट अकाउंट. इट रिकॉर्ड द नेम ऑफ द अकाउंट टू बी डेबिटेड. सेकेंड, क्रेडिट अकाउंट. इट रिकॉर्ड्स द नेम ऑफ द अकाउंट टू बी क्रेडिटेड. एंड द नेक्स्ट वन इज नरेशन. Narration means, narration is a brief explanation of the journal entry. It is written in the bracket and begins with the word being. Narration को हम क्या करते हैं? ब्रैकेट में लिखते हैं, जिसकी स्टार्टिंग हमेशा being वर्ड से होती है. नेक्स्ट, ledger folio number called LF number. Ledger folio means page. It means page number of the ledger. The transaction entered in the journal are posted to the ledger. In this column, the page number should be recorded against each and every account at the time of posting in ledger. The folio number may be written in red ink to distinguish them from the amount. Clear? Next, debit amount means in this column the amount of debit account is written, and credit amount means in this column the amount of credit account is written. Clear, students? Next, steps of generalizing. Generalizing means the process of entering or recording the transaction into a journal entry called generalizing. जो भी ट्रांजेक्शन है उसका रिकॉर्ड करना जनरल में, उसको हम बोलते हैं जनरलाइजिंग. Now what are the steps? Number 1, find out the account involved in the particular transactions. First we see which account is involved in the particular transaction. Either it's related to personal account, either real account, either nominal account. Next, find out the types of account involved. Apply the rule of debit and credit for each of the account involved. Find out the account to be debited and account to be credited. Record the date of the transaction in the date column. The name of the account to be debited is to be written in particular column. On first, it is written close to the date column, and name of the account to be credited is written on the next line after leaving short space from the date column. Right? जो भी अकाउंट डेबिट हो रहा है वो फर्स्ट लाइन में लिखेंगे क्लोज टू द डेट कॉलम, मीन्स डेट कॉलम के नज़दीक में, और जो भी अकाउंट क्रेडिट हो रहा है वो उसके नेक्स्ट लाइन में लिखेंगे डेट कॉलम के बाद थोड़ा सा गैप छोड़ के, जैसा हमने अभी आपको ऊपर एक स्पेसिमेन बताए थे. नेक्स्ट, द वर्ड डेबिट इज रिटन अगेंस्ट द नेम ऑफ द डेबिट अकाउंट and the name of the account is to be credited is proceeded by the word to. Clear है? DR word, the word DR called debit is used against the name of the account debited. जो भी अकाउंट डेबिट होगा उसके आगे डेबिट लिखेंगे, DR लिखेंगे, और जो भी अकाउंट क्रेडिट होगा वो टू के वर्ड से स्टार्ट होगा. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, machinery account debited to cash account. Clear? Write the amount of transaction in debit column and credit column. A brief explanation of the entry is given in the bracket just below the entry called narration. After each journal entry, a line is to be drawn in a particular column only to keep the entry of the transaction distinctly separate from the each other. मीन्स जैसा हमारा एक ट्रांजेक्शन हो गया हम उसके नीचे लाइन ड्रॉ करेंगे ताकि हर एक ट्रांजेक्शन एक दूसरे से अलग अलग रहे, एक दूसरे में कंबाइन ना हो. नेक्स्ट, LF लेजर फॉल्यू, द पेज नंबर ऑन विच द पर्टिकुलर अकाउंट इज ओपन इन द लेजर इज स्टेटेड अंडर द LF कॉलम टू फैसिलिटेट इजी रेफरेंसेस. ओके, नाउ हाउ ट्रांजेक्शन ट्रैवल. नंबर 1, फर्स्ट source document, next transaction, ascertain of two accounts, classification of accounts, ascertain of two effects, account to be debited and account to be credited, and last one is a journal. Clear है? एक ट्रांजेक्शन्स को हम जर्नल में किस तरह से और किस वे से रिकॉर्ड करते हैं, उसका वे क्या होता है. सो फर्स्ट हम देखते हैं सोर्स ऑफ डॉक्यूमेंट, उसके बाद क्या एक्चुअल डॉक्यूमेंट्स है, हमने उसका रिकॉर्ड पहले कहाँ किया हुआ था. देन व्हाट इज एक्चुअल ट्रांजेक्शन, ascertain two accounts, either personal, either real, either nominal. Then classification of accounts. In personal account it's a artificial human being or natural human being, right? In real account it's a fixed asset or current asset. In nominal account it's a profit or loss. Next, ascertain two effects, debit or credit. and which accounts to be debited and which accounts to be credited. After seeing the all the methods, all the step, the actual journal is to be prepared. Clear? Next is GST. GST stands for Goods and Service Tax. As we all know about the GST. Before GST, every state had a variety of taxes lived at different stage of trading. Taxes that exist before were excise duty, custom duty, VAT, entertainment tax, central sales tax, service tax, octroi, etc. जीएसटी से पहले क्या था? एक्साइज ड्यूटी, कस्टम, वैट, एंटरटेनमेंट टैक्स, सेंट्रल सेल्स टैक्स, सर्विस टैक्स, ऑक्ट्रा, एक्सेट्रा. These all taxes were there before GST. All these taxes are included under GST. That is why GST is a one nation, one tax, one market. GST means it's implied why? Because of one nation, one tax and one market. एक ही nation, पूरे nation का एक ही tax और एक ही market. GST is started from the 1st of July 2017. In the tax invoice of goods, there is HSN, that is Harmonized System of Nomenclature code, while in service invoices there is SAC called Service Accounting Code. Services are also classified and special code number are given. These are called SAC, called Service Accounting Codes. Now we see the Service Accounting Codes. On easiest word we can say slab. कितने परसेंट गुड्स कौन से स्लैब का है, किस पे कितना जीएसटी लगेगा और किस पे जीएसटी नहीं लगेगा. दीज आर कॉल्ड स्लैब्स. सो नंबर 1 टाइप जीरो रेटेड, रेट ऑफ जीएसटी जीरो. ऐसे कौन सा गुड्स है जिसके ऊपर जीएसटी ₹0 लगेगा, ₹0% लगेगा, मतलब कुछ भी जीएसटी नहीं लगेगा. एंड दिस गुड्स इंक्लूड एसेंशियल कमोडिटीज लाइक फूड ग्रेन्स, फ्रूट्स, वेजिटेबल्स, मिल्क, सॉल्ट, अर्थन पॉट्स एक्सेट्रा. जो भी फूड ग्रेन्स है, एग्जाम्पल फ्रूट्स, वेजिटेबल, मिल्क, इसके ऊपर जीएसटी का रेट कितना होगा? 0%. एंड सर्विसेज इंक्लूड चैरिटेबल ट्रस्ट एक्टिविटीज, ट्रांसपोर्ट ऑफ वाटर, यूज ऑफ रोड एंड ब्रिजेस, पब्लिक लाइब्रेरी, एग्रीकल्चर रिलेटेड सर्विसेज, एजुकेशन एंड हेल्थ केयर सर्विसेज एक्सेट्रा. नेक्स्ट सेकेंड स्लैब, लो रेटेड एंड रेट ऑफ जीएसटी इज 5%. अब हम देखेंगे कौन सा ऐसा गुड्स है जिसके ऊपर जीएसटी का रेट कितना है? 5%. इंक्लूड कॉमनली यूज आइटम लाइक एलपीजी सिलेंडर, टी, कॉफी, ऑयल, हनी, फ्रोजन वेजिटेबल्स, स्पाइसेस, स्वीट्स एक्सेट्रा. These are the goods which the rate of GST is 5%. Now come to services, railway transport services, bus transport services and taxi services. Now standard rate first slab, rate of GST is 12%. Now it's a first slab जिसके ऊपर rate of GST कितना है? 12%. And goods include consumer goods like butter, ghee, dry fruits, jam, jelly, sauces, pickles, mobile phone etc. These are the goods where GST rate is 12%. And comes into services, printing, job work, guest house, services related to construction business are paying 12% of GST. Now slab number 2 and GST rate of 18%. In this 18%, most of the goods and services are included. In goods, marble, granite, perfume, metal items, computer, printer, monitor, CCTV etc. In services like courier services, outdoor catering, circus, drama, cinema, exhibition, currency exchange, broker service in share trading, etc. These goods and services are having 80% rate of GST. Next, 5 highly rated and GST rate is 28%. अब वो कौन से गुड्स और सर्विसेज है जिस पे GST का रेट 28% होगा? इन गुड्स लग्जरी आइटम्स, मोटरसाइकिल्स एंड स्पेयर पार्ट्स, लग्जरी कार्स, पान मसाला, वैक्यूम क्लीनर, डिश वॉशर, AC, washing machines, fridge, tobacco products, aerated waters, etc. These are the goods having 28% of GST, and in services 5-star hotel accommodation, amusement park, water park, theme park, casino, race course, IPL games, air transport, in air transport business class, etc. These goods and services having a 28% rate of GST. The rate and types of GST are prescribed by the government. ये रेट और उसके बाद में ये स्लैब्स, ये सारे और ये टाइप्स किसने प्रिस्क्राइब किया है? गवर्नमेंट है. GST rates are subject to change. Electricity, petrol, diesel, etc. are not under purview of GST. Clear, students? So inshallah from next lecture we are going to start our basic illustration of generals. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.